Let me talk to you.
Andrew Everett, who claims he is 7 feet 4 inches tall. Good God.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Carolina's favorite fat boy, DJ Danny Ocean, host of 3NT Wrestling, but I don't do this thing alone. You know I got to bring the guys in with me. You know I got IzzY and I got my man Von Casey with me. Fellas, what's going on?
What up, boy?
All right, so we see what was in the background when we started the show up. Andrew Everett versus Calvin Tankman is going down for the DPW Championship. Deadlock Pro Wrestling Championship is going down January 20th in Raleigh. Double shot weekend, y'all. You know what I'm saying? 2 nights, January 20th and 21st is going down at the Kerr Scott Building at the NC State Fairgrounds. 2 nights of back-to-back action. DPW Live 4, and you already know. But I'm going to tell you about the match I'm excited for, the one Von Casey put me on to. It's Andrew Everett versus Calvin Tankman. Von, what have you done put me on to, man? Talk to me about DPW a little bit.
Look, man, before we even get into anything else, if your boy had a vote on promotion of the year, look, man,
Deadlock?
as far as the indies go, there's only one answer. It's going to be DPW. I'm not just home teaming it either.
Okay.
No home team, no Carolina bias. They putting on some. They put up some shit this year, boy.
Okay, that's what's up. I'm glad to hear that.
Shit this year, boy.
That twist around your head like a helicopter vibe, the real Carolina stuff.
Boy, if I was PD Pablo, you know what? Tony ain't in the chat, and the other boys ain't in the chat. But you know what? Get PD Pablo to come out there and spin that shit over
like a
helicopter before we go ahead.
Well, check it out, y'all. Like I said, DPW has back-to-back events, January 20th and 21st, setting off 2024 the right way and challenging for the DPW Heavyweight Championship. We got a very special guest, y'all. It's my man Andrew Everett in the building. Andrew, what's up, bro?
Nothing. I was just listening to you guys. That intro is great. A little bit of Carolina bias.
Exactly. A whole lot of Carolina bias.
Hey, DPW's putting out that hot shit, man.
Right here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Look, well, no, without the Carolina bias, no, legitimately.
Oh yeah.
The level of competition that they have been putting out, it's like I grew up on the indies, so seeing an indie in North Carolina be able to do what they're doing. Having like wrestlers at the performance center out there, WWE watching these guys, like they putting on some shit out there. I'm glad to have the Giant.
No problem, man. I'm happy to be here. I mean, shit, you probably watched me for quite a little bit, huh? Considering independence in North Carolina. I mean, next year, if we really want to be technical about it, next year will be my 20th year since I wrestled my first professional match.
20.
I'm 31. Do the math on that. I wrestled my first match at the age of 12.
Put in work. Legendary. Put in work. That's legendary shit right there, man.
Yeah. So 19 years.
Yeah, no, that's crazy as hell. But
that's all right.
So speaking of youth, sorry, cut you off. Speaking of youth,
go ahead. Well, you about to sound like you about to get technical. Go ahead.
No. You started when you was 12.
Yes.
And you say you 31.
31.
What initially was like when you know how everybody has their that origin story? Like I was with my grandparents, so I did this. What's your origin story like when the light blinked off? Like, this is dope. I want to do this. I gotta have it.
It's fun. It's a fun story. People that do know the Carolinas in independent wrestling, my dad was a promoter, an independent promoter for 20 years. CWF Mid-Atlantic. Okay. That's where I cut my teeth. Hell, I was managing at the age of 9. Doing flips and hurricane ranas and stuff like that, helping the baby face beat the badass heels. Excuse me, I don't know if I can cuss here.
You curse all you want, bro.
Oh, yes,
yeah. Good. Curse all you want, bro.
But I mean, it really was. I don't remember a time where I didn't want to be a professional wrestler. My dad was a huge wrestling fan. He got into wrestling actually the same time that I got into wrestling. He bought into a company, CWF Mid-Atlantic, and it's weird going to school every day and you're already in front of a crowd, already performing. I mean, I started bumping at 9, which isn't the best thing for the body, but I mean, let's be real. I feel as spry as I have in forever. I feel amazing. But yeah, it's been a long go at it so far, and the fact that, you know, coming up in the Carolinas, cutting my teeth in the Carolinas, everything I have done has been based here, man. Like, it started in the Carolinas. This is everything to me, man. It is literally a family business to me at this point. And the fact that DPW started in North Carolina is just icing on top of the cake. And look at where we are 2 years later, man. It's incredible.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy going from, you know, from where DPW was, just like you know, I don't know if y'all listen to the Deadlock podcast, but going from like this crazy ass idea that they was having when they was bullshitting talking about it to now, like dudes like Ever putting on great matches is something serious. What, knowing that DPW did come from here in Carolina, what was it that like brought you in? What have you seen change since you first came in?
So a lot's happened over the first 2 years. I mean, we started with the fire tapings, and those were great, man. But it really was one of those things that I saw all 3 of the guys behind the scenes learn. And for the first 3 shows, you could literally see it because, again, I've been on the other side of it too. My dad was a promoter for 20 years, like I said. When I was in Impact, I would sneak away, and if I didn't have anything, I was watching the truck. You know what I mean? I was watching the guys flip switches. You can see them learn each time for that entire year, and they're still learning, because if you're never not learning, it's, you know, what's the point? But going from those fire tapings to where we are at, literally just wrapping up, me and BK beating the living hell out of each other in a no holds barred match. It really is night and day difference, especially you see the reach of the crowd, man. Like, there are day ones that have been there and they love DPW more than anything in the world. And they're still there after 2 years, and we're gaining more steam, and you're seeing it. You start getting messages from other wrestlers saying, "Hey, man,
I see you.
What's up with this DPW situation?" And I have to tell them, I was like, "No, man, this is the real deal. This is the real deal."
That's what's up. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
So I want to go ahead and get right into it, man. I saw the flyer, and I'm kind of nervous for you, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm kind of nervous for you.
That's a big fucker.
I'm a big fucker.
You're the giant.
I'm the giant.
This is a giant guy.
Yes, he is.
Right here. This is a big man.
Hits hard, big son of a bitch, nasty. I like it.
Man, what do you have in store for Calvin Tankman? Let me ask you that.
Look, man, I don't want to retrace. We just talked about the history of DPW. Calvin Tankman is a murderous motherfucker. Excuse my French. He is a badass, and it is so easy to see from the moment he steps through that curtain to leaving. He carves a path of destruction, but he's been beaten twice in DPW's history.
True.
Both times, Andrew Everett is the man that pinned Calvin Tankman. So I know Tankman's going to be, you know, talking about it. What is Tankman going to do to beat me? Because the last time we met, I took his title. I'll do it again. And this one's for the big man title. This is Fit for a Giant, the world's championship. That's me, man. I'm world traveled, man.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. At first, I had my money on Tank. I'm not gonna lie. Just by look, I'm like, okay, Tank might take this one. But You're talking that talk right now, Andrew.
Yeah, man.
You're talking that talk.
I'm confident.
Hey, gotta be. You're gonna need every ounce of it coming in.
Andrew, I got a little question here.
Yes, sir.
Ironically, that I say little, because the internet tells lies, and I just want to clear something up for the people.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's like the main thing the internet does.
Yeah. So, you can't trust everything you see on the internet. Now, I'm familiar with you.
Yeah.
But when I was doing a little bit of background research, I see they have your height listed here.
Yeah.
As 5'9".
Lies, absolute lies.
Right. So, but we all know, all the DPW faithful know that you are
7'4".
7'4".
Yeah.
7'4".
223 centimeters. It was measured in Japan. Live.
Yes. Okay.
I believe him. Hey, I tell people all the time, my ID say that I'm 5'5", but I know that I'm 5'9".
Exactly.
They didn't even measure me. They just asked. And at the time I got my ID, I might have been 5'5".
Yeah, exactly.
So
some people hit like growth spurts. That's what happened with me.
Exactly. Oh my God. Exactly.
Well, I get that. It happens sometimes. But my question is, I've seen both of the other two matches.
Yeah.
The big man techniques, I'll say, didn't necessarily work the best against Calvin. What do you think? Are you going to still go with the big man things here to begin with, or are you looking at a different? That was a big man thing to move. But are you going with a different strategy, or you still think the big man pound the ground will work here?
Look, man, I'm going to be honest with you. Tankman's one of the largest men I've been in the ring with, one of the heaviest competitors. He hits heavier than anyone I've been in the ring with. I'll have to go to what got me to the game. I know that already. When I took the belt from him, what did I hit? DPW's first 630. That's what I have in my bag, and I got a deeper bag than that. I know that I'll have to go into that bag. I know that I can't rely on this God-given strength that I have, the strongest wrestler in the world, but I do understand that if I get caught with one of those spinning back elbows that he throws, things might not end well for me. Maybe it goes to 2-1, but I think ducking underneath that son of a bitch is going to be my main priority. And then after that, I'll choke slam. And after that, I'll hit the double moonsault. I'll bring it back.
Yes, sir.
A choke slam into a double moonsault.
Classic professional wrestling.
Now you 2-0. My fault. You 2-0 against him.
Yes, 2-0. About to beat 3.
So technically, you have his number.
Yes.
What do you think he's doing prepping wise, like this? Because he's got this burden on his shoulder. Like everybody's looking at him like he's the force.
He's got the gold.
Everybody's looking at him like, all right, this dude's he's it. He's the force to be reckoned with. But you got his number. So what prep you think that he's taking coming into this? Because he's going in essentially kind of as the underdog.
As weird as it is to say, I don't think Tankman's ever been the underdog coming into a match, except this one. If I'm speaking from the heart here, this one is a little bit different. He's down 2-0. He's got the title. That's extra incentive for me. I'm trying to collect all the gold, the big boy gold especially.
So with
Tankman is he's just as smart as he is strong, man. I will never take anything away from him. He's one of my favorite wrestlers to watch. He's going to have to figure out how to counteract my speed, man. Straight up. That's all it's going to be. He's going to have to figure out how to neutralize my speed advantage, because that's what I do have over him in spades. And I'm not going to say that he's not an agile heavyweight either. Heavyweight hustle is the real deal. But I'm the apex of agility. That's what brought me to this game.
That's what's up.
Now, do you see him doing any kind of tactics? Because he feels like he needs this win, and he might cross some lines that shouldn't be in place to cross.
He's gonna have to avoid me getting on the top rope. That and you know what? I've seen him try to stop it before, but it was inevitable. He is going to have to stop me from springboarding, you know he's not safe outside of the ring either. I've the past 2 DPW shows, people have tried to get away from me by going over the guardrail. Don't matter.
Not enough.
I'll jump out there too, man. I believe in any other person matched up against Tank wins. I'll give him that. He's that good. He's not Andrew Everett.
Talk spicy. Talk spicy. That's what I'm talking about. So once again, y'all, it's a 2-night event. Saturday, January 20th is DPW Live 4. Sunday, January 21st, DPW, you already know. So on January 20th, like I said, we got Andrew Everett versus Calvin Tankman. But January 21st, whoever wins that match has to go on and face the winner of a fatal 4-way match.
And look, man,
already know the next night.
Look, man, that's a lot to put on either of us. Me, because I'm walking out champion. But 2, look, man, the first match I ever had against Tankman, he beat the ever-living hell out of me, man. I cannot lie. I woke up the next day and it was a wrap. It was a useless day. I stayed in bed. I sat there. That is the kind of athlete, that is the kind of hard hitter, that is the kind of competitor that Calvin Tankman is. So the next night, after I beat Calvin Tankman, I'm going to have to figure out how to draw upon what I have in my heart, the heart of a giant, to get through the next day. I'm not going to make any bones about it. That is going to be one of the most difficult things to do in my career. Coming back from winning the World's Championship to facing another highly, highly competitive competitor in the second night. Yes, it's hard, man. Wrestling's difficult.
First and foremost, let me go ahead and say this. I love how you are talking right now. You're talking in the future tense, like I'm winning this match. I'm going to that fatal 4-way. That's spicy talk, my boy. I love it. I love it.
You have to have the confidence, man.
Hey, IzzY, I might have to switch my bet, bro.
Oh man,
I might have to switch my bet from Tank over to Everett.
It's not. If we're going by history, man, you're making some money.
You're right. I didn't put in consideration the 2-0 advantage already. All I see is this champion coming in there ready to defend his title. That's what I'm seeing. And he, like I said, that's a large motherfucker.
He's a big dude, man.
He looks like he hits hard.
Danny, if I told you he comes out to Tupac's Hail Mary?
Andrew does?
No. Tank does. I come out to Big Crit, Big Bang.
He comes out Big Crit.
You come out to Big Crit?
That's the other thing.
Everett 3-0. Everett 3-0. Tank, you getting out of here, my boy. You coming out to Big Crit, he's going to pack you up, Tank. You coming out to anybody from the South, I got my money on you.
All right.
I heard you guys talking about P.D. Pablo earlier, man.
Huh? Okay.
I'm from North Carolina. We use that. Me and C. Grimes, Cameron Grimes. Carolina boys. That's what we use in PWG.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's so fire. That is so fire. Representing where you're from, man. That's what it's all about, man.
Now, I wanted to ask you, y'all, both of y'all, both you and Tank are originals there in DPW, and it means something for y'all for this far into the company's history for y'all to be the two facing off for this belt. A little bit for you, what would it mean for you specifically when Big Crit starts playing, the belt's in your hands? What is it going to mean for you to be DPW champion?
Man, that's the thing, man. I like I said, we're both day ones. I've known Johnny in particular, John Blood, for a long, long time, man. He's the one that hit me up and said, this is happening, and we want you to be a part of it. And, of course, I freed my schedule. Yes, absolutely. That's going to happen. Let's do this shit. That going from the first night to the first event of 2024, possibly capturing the DPW World's Championship. I've been so close before. Bojack beat me. I was in the finals of that first tournament to crown the first World's Champion. I beat Tankman. I'm the only guy that stopped Tankman from getting the championship. So, if you look at it like that, this is the culmination of my entirety in DPW. if I get that championship, man. And I know he's got to think the same thing. He's already got the championship. He already knows the history between me and him. I am 2 wins up. I know that this is going to be the hardest match I've ever had against Tankman, and that is saying so goddamn much because I know I'm going to get knocked stupid. I just know it. It's going to happen. But how many times have I been knocked stupid and got back up, man? You just got to keep getting back up.
That's
and the fact, hey, my cat's doubting me. No, we're not having that.
That cat said,
I'm selling this shit.
Cat
And
said, Tankman.
it really is. You know, this is a big part of me, man. I champion DPW so much, and if I am championing DPW as the world's champion, only so proper.
That's dope.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know, being that it is such a North Carolina thing,
yeah,
it does mean a little something that DPW will be traveling.
Yes, sir.
Outside of North Carolina now.
You love to see it.
You're coming to what, Texas in February, right?
February 18th. Yes, sir.
Around Bowdy Keith's area. Love me some Brian Keith. Hey, he took my title, but no hard feelings. I love that dude. Amazing wrestler. Amazing wrestler.
That's my birthday.
So, now that you see the company in a place where they can, you know, I mean, it's
travel,
great being in North Carolina, but
yeah,
go over to Texas and still have the same type of support that I'm sure y'all going to see out there. Does it feel different for you going into this match for the opportunity that you could be the DPW champion when they leave the state for the first time?
Man, look, I've been everywhere. I've wrestled in 9 countries. I have wrestled in, I think, 30 states. This is not anything new to me, man. The fact that DPW is able to go out there and start running other states. Look, New Jersey, both shows absolutely killed it, man.
Nice.
That New Jersey crowd lost their shit. It's amazing to see that DPW has such a following outside of North Carolina because people are buying the DPWOnDemand.com. You can watch that there. And it's one of those things that you just the steam. You see the train coming down the tracks, and DPW has that momentum, man. And once you get that momentum, get the fuck out of the way or hop on, man. Like it's one of those situations. You remember, like I said earlier, when you see it change, you see the whole organic change that DPW has made from day one to wrapping up 2023, heading into 2024, already having tour dates in other states, man. It's a great feeling because you can see the momentum. I have seen it build every single show, man. Like I said, I wear this shit on my chest.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. You know, it's cool to see a promotion like y'all spearheaded by a lot of guys who really seem to care about the shit.
Yes.
There hasn't been like an excitement like that. It's certainly not in North Carolina for a while. So, you know, it's cool.
I know it gets its high praise. I was there at the Best of PWG. DPW feels
like that.
Feels
Carolina PWG.
It feels like the closest. So many people have tried to do East Coast PWG, and DPW, in my opinion, has an even better breakdown of show to show stuff because you have the matches, you have the blood feuds, you have all of that, you have everything that you want in an independent plus wrestling company, man. Like, how many people are really watching DPW and watching another independent promotion that maybe is local and just seeing the difference in you know, camera quality and in production? Like, I think it's one of those situations that everyone is kind of forced to kind of step up. And it's wild saying that, like, hey, this is the closest to an East Coast PWG you could say, but it's DPW, man. It has its own feel, has its own fans, and it's growing. It's amazing.
That's great to hear. Like I said, Von Casey is the one that put me on, and I'm very interested in pulling up to my first event. I hope I can make it out there January 20th and 21st in Raleigh. like I said, it's going down at the Kerr Scott Building at the NC State Fairgrounds, y'all. Tickets on sale right now, dpwtix.com.
Yes, sir.
January 20th, DPW Live 4. January 21st, DPW, you already know, and you already know it's going to be lit. So get your tickets, dpwtix.com. Fine, what else you got, bro? What else you got, brother?
What else do I have?
Yeah, matter of fact, I do want to ask you this real quick because I was thinking about it and I didn't ask. When you went to, you said DPW went to New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
What did it feel like leaving Carolina? Okay, because all your shows are pretty much in North Carolina, right? For the most part. Going to a whole different state and still getting the same type of love out of town. How did that feel the first time?
I honestly think that was a worry coming in. Not of mine. I knew that shit was going to be amazing, but you hear those murmurs. It's like, oh, I wonder how it's going to be taken outside of the state. Man, it was never a worry in my mind because the backing of I talk to DPW fans, man. We have several people that fly in for DPW shows. We have several fans that drive 8 hours to DPW shows. Those are already out of state people. And the reason that, the only reason that a lot of DPW fans aren't at DPW shows is because the distance that they live in America is a better part of a continent, man. Like it really is asking a lot for people to travel these distances. So when DPW comes to your doorstep, you get that same love. You get the love of the people that have wanted to attend a DPW show, but just can't financially, or maybe, work. It doesn't matter whatever's going on in real life to these people that stops them from getting there. All right. Right on your doorstep. You know what I mean? Like
Bring it to you.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
I knew we were going to get that reaction.
Now, another question I had, this one's kind of random. We did an episode a couple days ago about, our first moment that we fell in love with wrestling. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, like what did you see that's like, I like this. I need to watch this going forward. I want to do this. What match was it? What wrestler was it? Just what the moment was.
All right. So again, like I said, I don't remember my first watching of wrestling. I don't remember that stuff. My dad, again, before he was a promoter, was an avid fan. I learned how to read by reading wrestling magazines. My dad has a collection of 2,400 wrestling magazines or something crazy like that. That's how I learned how to read. Okay. So I don't remember. Like when you grow up, say you're heading into kindergarten and everyone wants to be a policeman, everyone wants to be an astronaut, a firefighter, the president of the United States. I never had that ever. It was wrestling. From the day I can remember, it was professional wrestling. I'm going to be a professional wrestler. So it's funny when I run into when I go home to my hometown and run into some of my friends and stuff like that I haven't from high school that I hadn't seen in what, dating myself here, since in 13 years, 12 years. And it's like, hey, like, what are you doing? It's like, or I've had the opportunity come up where they're like, you're a professional wrestler. I've been keeping up with you. And it's like,
dope feeling.
What did I tell you? Like I was already wrestling when but it's weird to tell classmates that the reason I don't do any sports, in high school is because the weekend I'm wrestling 3 times a week. Like it's weird. But
that's a dope story in itself.
Yeah.
A lot of people say like wrestlers are events or something like that, and you could actually say like, nah, it was my dad
in the blood. Like it's literally the same situation with me DJing. Like my dad was DJing like before I was even born. I'm not even going to disclose my age on this podcast like that, but I'm old as fuck, guys.
I got a damn loaded for it.
Yeah, hard, man.
Damn.
But nah, like literally my dad was DJing before I was even born, and watching him do it, like that's how like I was born into music and to loving it. So I literally got out there DJing when I was 14 years old.
Natural to you.
Second nature, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Second nature, for sure.
It's if I did have to put a wrestler that I was like, oh, this guy's making me want to do it. From what I can remember, it's Paul White, the Giant, WCW. Yes, sir. But if you ask my dad, who the first person I was super interested in, this is very far back. Too Cold Scorpio was my favorite. And how appropriate is it? How appropriate is it, man?
Hey, Too Cold Scorpio was way before his time.
I know, man. And I got a chance to talk to him a couple years ago about, flying and stuff like that. And my dad was there, of course, and he's gonna blow up the spot and be like, he like some of his first words put together was Too Cold Scorpio. I'm like, Dad.
Oh wow.
But no, man, it really is. It's been amazing so far. But I mean, to bring it all back around, man, like DPW, man, like it's these next two shows. I love the back-to-back. It's a double dipping of Deadlock. If you really think about it, it's gonna be fucking incredible. DPWTix.com. That's where you're gonna get
those tickets.
Doors 6, bell 7 time. 7-ish,
20th January.
And I mean, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go 3-0 against Calvin Tankman and take his title.
He's talking spicy. He's talking spicy. But y'all see the flyer up there right now. DPW Live 4 is going down Saturday, January 20th. DPW, you already know. January 21st, it's a Saturday and Sunday. Make sure you got that weekend off. Make sure your schedule is clear, people. It's going to be a movie, and you do not want to miss out on it, man. DPW is in the building today on 3NT, man. Andrew Everett, we appreciate the hell out of you.
No problem.
Man.
I appreciate being on and being able to talk to you guys about wrestling.
Before you go.
Yes, sir. What do you got for me, IzzY?
We're going to need you to run that top 5.
We need that
top 5 of all time.
We need that top 5. We need that.
I'm looking at the recording. It's 31 minutes. Oh, man, we could be here for 15 more. Let's see. My favorite of all time. I'll try to keep it wrestling. Let's go.
Now this is your top 5.
All right. Andre the Giant.
Okay.
Bad. Andre the Giant. Let's see. 2. Oh my God, this is so difficult. I'll go with Mitsuharu Misawa.
Okay.
Okay.
3, I got a chance to work. It's Naomichi Marufuji. Dude's still the best wrestler in the world today.
You in your bag with that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who are we gonna go with 4? Let me see if I can round this out. I got to give credit to Shawn Michaels. Love Shawn.
Okay.
I love Brett too, but he's not in the top 5. Oh my God.
Okay.
I feel that.
Oh my God. All right.
I feel that.
All right.
With that one.
I feel that.
It's a tie. I'll go. No. All right. Nope. I got it. Terry Funk.
Okay.
I think Terry Funk might be the best of all time. If you look at his body of work, Terry Funk might be the best ever. In my top 5, he's in there.
He covers a lot of styles too.
Dude.
A lot of people think he's just hardcore, but he got
he got a lot of. He's the best seller in the business to ever exist. Had the best punch, probably because he was punching you. Yeah, man.
Right.
Those Terry Funk, Hanson, Brody matches. Those are, you want storytelling and violence. That's what you're gonna get right there, man.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, once again, Andrew, man, we thank you, sir. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. Thank you for coming to the 3NT Wrestling Podcast.
Thank you guys for having me.
Vaughn, I appreciate you for the connection because this was.
Sir.
You put me onto something new, and I cannot wait to check DPW out. Deadlock Pro Wrestling, y'all. January 20th and 21st is going down in Raleigh, Carolina. Stand up, come out, support your own, baby. We're out, man. 3NT Wrestling. Like, subscribe, all that streamer podcast stuff we talk about.
Good luck to you.
Oh, I got it. Choke slam, baby. Choke slam.
Peace.